Hello, everybody, and welcome to another War of the Spark draft here on the channel. Today, we are going to be playing a ranked draft, but before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to get updates whenever I post new content. It is the best way to help the channel grow and thrive. It is 100% free, and I truly appreciate each and every one who takes that extra second to do that to help me out. Also, if you have any questions at all, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I really do love interacting with each of you in the community, and it is probably my favorite part about having a YouTube channel is getting to talk about you about cards and picks and plays and things like that. So, yeah, thank you so much for everyone who participates in that part of the channel. But without further ado, let's dive into the draft. Okie doke. And we have a pretty solid pack. Oath of Kaya is a very strong rare. Deal 3, gain 3 is a nice effect, and protecting your planeswalkers is also quite nice. I'm not sure if it is the best card to start with because it is a gold card, so we will be looking at other options in the pack. Other than Oath of Kaya, we have a Nahiri Storm of Stone. I don't know if Nahiri is it's not my favorite planeswalker because it definitely is very situational. If your opponent's not attacking you, it doesn't really do much. But then again, your opponent usually has to attack you in order to win. So Nahiri is actually pretty nice in some respects. It usually only kills one creature though, so I have not been unbelievably impressed. That being said, it's very flexible. It can go in either red decks or white decks, so I do like that aspect of it because it is almost guaranteed to make my final deck. Lawrence Enforcer is actually a cool combo with Nahiri because it doesn't say like attack creature that attacked. You can just tap it with Lawrence Enforcer and then kill it with Nahiri. So that is a nice combo. I think I would start with Nahiri over Lawrence Enforcer. First of all, because I don't want to necessarily put myself into white. After listening to some stuff, some discussions about the cards and thinking about them in that context, I think white is actually probably the worst color. And so I would rather start with a card that could be in white. I'm not opposed to playing white, but I'd rather start with a card that could leave me more open to playing other combinations like red-blue, which is a deck that I want to try out because I've heard good things about red-blue. Oath of Kaya is quite nice. But it is very inflexible. It only fits into one color combination, whereas Nahiri Storm of Stone fits into any combination with red or any combination with white, so 8 color combinations. So I think that's 8. I'm not sure. So I think I'm going to play. No, maybe I don't know. But Nahiri is very likely to make my deck. This card's one pretty decent likely to make my deck, and so I think I'm going to take the Nahiri here. Toll of the Invasion is also a card to keep in mind. This card is quite good, and Mo is pretty decent if you build your deck around it. So if you get one early, you can build around it. So I think in this pack I go Nahiri, then Lawrence Enforcer, then I would probably go Mo Wu, then Toll of the Invasion, then Oath of Kaya in this pack. Or maybe I would go Oath of Kaya over Mo Wu, just because I think it's a little bit more powerful. But we're going to start with the flexible pick that leaves us open to going any direction. And then Flux Channeler is a very, very good card. If you build your deck with some planeswalkers with some +1/+1 counters, Flux Channeler can really get the job done. A very powerful uncommon and definitely one to consider. I think it's definitely better than Davreel. Davreel is a card that I have had good success with, but I think that it's very draw dependent, and you aren't going to always have a situation where you can use Davreel effectively. So I think Flux Channeler is a safer pick. Eternal Taskmaster is also nice. 2 mana 2/3 is always going to be a pretty good body, but it does come in tapped, so it's not the greatest at defending you later on in the game. And I think that it's a little bit worse than Flux Channeler, just because the proliferate can be so relevant. Though it is quite nice if it can attack. The problem is that early in the game, you're not going to have creatures in your graveyard, and later in the game, it's probably going to have to suicide to get back a creature. So keep that in mind. In white, to keep us more flexible, we have Divine Arrow, which is a card that's fine, but nothing too impressive. It's relatively easy to play around. It doesn't affect planeswalkers a lot, and they do still get to block if you are trying to be an aggressive deck. So it's fine, but nothing exceptional. Enforcer Griffin's a card that I do like as well. The best common in this pack is Oblinx's Cruelty by a pretty decent amount, but I am going to take the Flux Channeler over it. I think Flux Channeler is great, and we're going to probably try and build some counters and maybe play a blue-red deck. Okay, Leyline Prowler's great, so I think it's tricky because it doesn't go with any of our first 2 picks, but we could just abandon those first 2 picks. The problem is that there's also a Callous Dismissal in this pack, and this is one of the best blue commons, either best or second best, depending on who you ask. I think it's probably the second best after Aven Eternal, but it is quite nice. It works really well with Flux Channeler. Callous Dismissal is just a great card. There's also a Toll of the Invasion. I think Leyline Prowler 3rd might be a signal, though. The problem is Leyline Prowler doesn't really go with any of my first 2 cards, and I could just take a Callous Dismissal to keep me in this blue deck that I'm trying to draft, potentially. This is actually a really tricky pick. I think I kind of want to take Callous Dismissal, but I'm conflicted. Because if I take Leyline Prowler, I can't play any of my first 2 picks if I play it. So I think I'm just going to take the Callous Dismissal and stay flexible. I know that there is a lot of upside to switching colors there. But I just kind of want to see where this type of deck takes me. Now it looks like there's not a ton of great stuff. There's a Bolt Bend, which is a card that I kind of want to try out because I got completely wrecked by this card in my last draft, and I think it has potential. There's a decent number of targeted abilities, and if you cast this for 1 mana, it's pretty nice. There's also a decent number of creatures that can get up to 4 power. I don't really like, none of these cards are great, so it's not like I'm seeing great cards in other colors. I think Rising Populace is probably the best card in this pack. I'm a little bit down on Vivian's Grizzly from where I was in my last draft, so I think we're just going to take the Bolt Bend here. Try it out, and another Callous Dismissal. I'm happy to see that one. Contentious Plan is also pretty good, but it's definitely worse than Callous Dismissal. Tithe Bearer Giant is fine as well. There's a Centaur Nurture, which is also fine, but we're just going to take the Callous Dismissal, keep trying to play this blue-red deck. And now we can take Guild Globe, maybe help us splash something, also just fix our mana. It's a non-creature spell for things like Flux Channeler as well. I probably would play a Wall of Runes in this deck, but other than that, there's nothing really exceptional in this pack. The other best card is probably like Bond of Flourishing for if you have like a really good card to go get, but Guild Globe is definitely solid. And now there is, so this is interesting. There is a Relentless Advance, which is a card that I normally really hate, but it seems more playable in a deck that is running, trying to get a lot of spells for things like Flux Channeler, and also like other Spells Matters cards, like Spell Gorger Weird, if we can get that. There's also another Bolt Bend, but I don't think you want multiple copies of it, because if you draw 2 of them when it's bad, you just lose the game. Invading Manticore is also solid, but it's very expensive, and we'd probably rather have a Kiora's Dambreaker in that spot. So I think we will just take Relentless Advance, try out, maybe go full out blue-red spells, and now a Spell Keeper Weird. Seamus, that's my dog. He's scratching and stuff. Spellkeeper Weird, definitely a card I want in this deck. I have a lot of spells already, and it's just a good card. Sarkhan's Catharsis is not really what I'm looking for in this type of deck, because I think Sarkhan's Catharsis is more powerful in the kind of all-out aggressive decks. Now we can take a Wall of Runes. Wall of Runes actually does block a lot of things, stalls the game, gets you all set up. I think it's going to be better than Samet, Sprint, and Naga Eternal in this deck, though I hopefully will not have to end up playing Wall of Runes. And the Kiora's Dambreaker that I wanted. I think it's just going to be nice to have some Proliferate. I have a couple of like things to make mass tokens, and I'll hopefully get a Spell Gorger Weird, the 2 in a red for a 2/2 that grows every time you cast a non-creature spell. Kiora's Dambreaker is just going to be a nice little top-end card. And now a Sky Theater Strix. I could see playing this. I have a decent number of spells. I'm probably not going to want to play Grim Initiate, though. Stoneblades, probably not. So we kind of forced ourselves into red-blue. It is a deck that I've really wanted to try for a while, though. And this pack does not fail me. Karn's Bastion is quite good. But I think Cyclops Electromancer is actually better in this deck. I'm going to try and have a lot of instants and sorceries. I already have 1, 2, 4 instants and sorceries. And I'm probably going to get more as the draft goes on. And this card just represents a really nice 2-for-1. Karn's Bastion is quite nice. It gives you some inevitability, but it also does mess with your mana. And the games oftentimes don't go that long to make this relevant. And you also do have to have a card in play to make this good. So I think that Cyclops Eternal, and it also does hurt your mana a little bit. So I think Cyclops Electromancer is going to be the pick here. And after that, I would probably take the Pyrohelix and maybe then the Lazotep Plating just to get more spells and stuff that are effective. Okie-doke, another strong pack. Aven Eternal immediately jumps out to me as like one of the best cards I could get. It gets the Amass Train rolling. It's just a flyer to put pressure on things. I just really like this card. Blind Blast Might Wheel, which would be a decent card to get for a spells deck. Arlen, Voice of the Pack, is very good, but it's not in my color, so I'm not playing it. Dreadhorde Arcanist is interesting. The problem is I don't have a way to pump it, and it also doesn't really cast. It only can really cast like Callous Dismissals, which isn't insane. Dreadhorde Twins is okay as well, but I think I'd rather just start with an Aven Eternal here, and then Turret Ogre would probably be my... And then I'd probably take the Dreadhorde Twins and then the Turret Ogre, just because Dreadhorde Twins does make 2 bodies for 4 mana, which is a little bit better, I think, than the Turret Ogre, but it's still kind of close there. Turret Ogre does work with Bolt Bend, so I wouldn't mind getting a copy or 2. And now we can pick up a Jace's Triumph here. Pretty easy pick here. Just some card draw, works with my Spells Matter theme. There's a Contentious Plan that I wouldn't mind getting like 1 copy of eventually in this draft, but definitely just taking the Jace's Triumph. It's a very powerful card in this format where you want to be drawing extra cards. Dovin would actually be fine in this deck because it works so well with Flux Channeler and things like that. We're just going to take the Jace's Triumph here. We don't need another Relentless Advance. I really want Spell Gorger Weird. And here we are going to take a Raging Crunch, I think, over an Erratic Visionary. Just a 3 mana 4/3 really gums up the ground very well. It can attack with stuff like Sky Theater Strix relatively effectively. I don't really even need it to be attacking all the time. I just need some good blockers to hold the ground, and I think this one fits the bill pretty well. Visionary is just a little bit worse. I think the activated ability, I mean, a decent amount worse. It's just the activated ability is very slow, and it's only a 1/3, and this is a 4/3. This gets so much more stats for that extra mana. And it works with Bolt Bend. And this is a card I really wanted to get. Honor the Godpharaoh is a great card for the spells deck. It helps you not flood out. It helps you filter your draws to find your powerful cards. And overall is a card that I'm very happy to see here. It's definitely better than Goblin Assault Team, which is a card that I don't even think is playable in any deck really. And over Naga Eternal as well. So not a lot of competition. And Honor the Godpharaoh is a card that I'd probably play 2 copies of. Okay, so do we want to play another Relentless Advance? Probably not. We could also take an Invading Manticore, but you don't really need to prioritize expensive cards as much. We already have 1 6-drop, which is already pretty decent in our deck. We could take it to Teferi's Time Twist, but that doesn't really work well with a lot of our creatures. Though it does get a counter on something for a Flux Channeler. Huh. We could also take a Totally Lost. That's not out of the question. Though I don't really like Totally Lost all that much. So I think the pick here is between Totally Lost, Relentless Advance, and the Manticore. But I don't think we need to prioritize getting another 6-drop. I think having 1 6-drop is fine, but you don't really need too many more. So I don't think we want to take the Invading Manticore. Totally Lost is fine. I don't really want to take another Relentless Advance. Let's just take the Totally Lost. Get another spell in here. And now we can get the Teferi's Time Twist. Maybe we'll end up having to play that. Kind of regret taking the Totally Lost now, but we'll take a second one, I guess. Or we could take an Iron Bully, but I don't really think Iron Bully is what this deck wants. And another Sky Theater Strix. Blind Blast. Okay, Relentless Advance or Kasmina's. I've just really not been a fan of Kasmina's. We're just going to take the Relentless Advance. Kasmina's just doesn't really do a ton of what you want to be doing in this format because a lot of the creatures get counters on them. Ooh, man. So we got the best card that we could have got, I think. Spellgorger Weird. This card is incredible in this type of deck and one that we're very happy to get. There are some sweet black cards. We just can't play those ones. Definitely just slamming the Spellgorger Weird. I'm actually very happy to get Spellgorger Weird because if you just look at our deck, it just is our best win condition probably. Contentious Plan might wheel, which would be nice for us because that pack was quite strong. And now we get a Rouse Outburst. Tibalt is good, but Rouse Outburst is better. And it finds us our cards we need, and it's a removal spell, or it can kill planeswalkers. It's just such a good card. Definitely taking the Rouse Outburst here over Tibalt, and not even really that close. Yeah. Okie doke. Not really much for us in this pack. We could take a No Escape. That's a fine playable in this format. And we don't really want a third Relentless Advance, which will wheel anyway. We don't really want Chain Whip Cyclops, so we'll just take the No Escape. And Tibalt did return. I like Tibalt. It works well with our Proliferate from Flux Channeler, if we can do that. Turret Ogre works with our Bolt Bend, but I still don't think we prioritize that. Devouring Helion would be like mediocre in our deck because we don't have a ton of creatures. So I think Tibalt is the pick here by a wide margin. And now another Callous Dismissal. Callous Dismissal is incredible. It just does so much. It's got a ton of utility, and it is just a very good card. We don't really want a second Bolt Bend. The first one's already kind of questionable in our deck. It does work with Crunch and probably with our army tokens, so we will probably play the Bolt Bend, but it's not going to be an excellent card in our deck or anything. And now we can pick up an Invading Manticore as just another big creature to win us the game. Or we could take a Skulker. I think Skulker's worse than Manticore. The paying that extra mana is really quite significant. I'm not a huge fan of taking a Kasmina's Transmutation here. So we'll just take the Manticore. And now we'll take another Strix. Burning Prophet's actually great in this deck. Very happy to get that. Definitely replacing at least like probably a couple copies of Strix with it. And now we got a Contentious Plan, which is also perfect in this deck. Don't really want Grim Initiate, but I'll take it. Take the colorless card. Take another Time Twist. This deck ended up really coming together. Okie doke. So first things first, of course, we have to change our Soul Ring art. And then we'll make our art the Spellgorger Weird. We have Spellgorger Weird and the other weird, the Spellkeeper Weird. So we have both weirds. I think we're going to cut Sky Theater Strix. We have 1, 2, I guess we kind of need some early plays, so maybe we do want even like one more just so we have a 2-drop to play to pressure Planeswalkers. I could see playing all of them. We can cut Wall of Runes, I think. We could play Fairies Time Twist, though it is a little bit just medium. Blind Blast has not impressed me. We don't really want 2 totally losts. We could probably run 16 lands in this deck. I think we do want a totally lost to deal with some creatures. I guess we have Ral's out. How much removal do we have? We have Callous Dismissal, kind of. I think Callous Dismissal worked really nicely with No Escape, so we will keep that combination in. I like Contentious Plan. Maybe we don't only want 2 Sky Theater Strix. That seems a little bit better. I'm not a huge fan of the card. I just think that I need 2 drops that can pressure stuff. I have a decent number of cards that filter through my deck. Relentless Advance, maybe not a card that I want 2 copies of. Yeah, that I can get behind that probably. We'll run 1 copy. Invading Manticore is probably not the best. It's just very expensive. We only really need 1 6-drop, and I think that it's worse than the Dam Breaker. And I could see cutting Bolt Bend here, but I really do want to try it out, and I think it has potential in a deck that has a couple of like really big potentially creatures. Yeah, I think we'll cut a land. Let's look at their colors. Yeah, 15-9, so we maybe go down to 7. This is double red. But we have a lot of card draw. We have Jace's Triumph, we have Guild Globe, we have Contentious Plan, we have the Honor the God Pharaoh. So we have a lot of card draw, and I think we probably don't need 17 lands. So yeah, let's just run it like this. And if you have made it to this part of the video, let me know in the comment section down below what record you think I will get with the deck. I'm feeling like it's going to get a decent number of wins. Blue-red is a cool color combination. I haven't gotten to play it yet, but I'm pretty excited to. And yeah, I've heard a lot of good things, and I think this deck has a pretty good version, and we will keep this hand. We will lead with the Strix. And then we got that Jace's Triumph. I think Strix is actually going to be decent in this deck. We might want to just run more copies of it. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Hello, I am back. Yeah, that was a little bit of a catastrophe, but luckily I still did not miss a turn. We're going to play this land, play our Relentless Advance, and then we will attack for 2. Because it's not blocking, that's for sure. And then next turn, if he doesn't block, we can just Cyclops Electromancer it. Ooh, Elite Guard Mage, that's a good one. Peach Yogurt is great. Okay, so we can go for the classic combo. Callous Dismissal, No Escape. It seems likely he would go for it. So I think we will do that. And we can also hit him with our 4/4. Okay. And then we will No Escape my opponent. Get that scry action going. Yeah, sorry again for that little... I guess I'll edit that part out. But yeah, there was a little part where MTG Arena crashed on me. Okay, opponent. Okay. So opponent is a little bit smarter than we anticipated. Playing around no escape. Probably a smart play. Okay, never mind. We got him. Dam Breaker, we have 6 lands. We'll keep that one. For sure. We're just going to play it. This is so big. Like, sure, we might miss out on one amass thing. Oh, no, come on. Okay, perfect. We might miss out on a mass, but overall, it's better to get the creature into play because 6 drops are like good on turn 6. And then they slowly lose value. Okay, so he's sacrificing the creature. Oh, yikes. There goes my Cyclops. We might Callous Dismissal our own Guild Globe. Oh, yes. We're going to just get our 2 big guys into play. Our beef squad. This is just a non-creature spell, I think. Yeah. So I can get Callous Dismissal and Guild Globe and make this a 4/4. And then hit him for 8. Opponent has 4 cards in hand. I have 1. But I'll draw a card next turn. That'll bring me up to 2. And my board presence is significantly better. Well, that's brutal. Gosh darn it. Oh, that's bad. Oh, haha. Nice. Well, that was an excellent draw off of the top of the old deck. I cannot say that I am disappointed with how that one went. And we hit him for 7, set up lethal for next turn. His Davriel is now completely useless, so we know he has 1 blank in hand. Jesus, that was such a good draw. Sorry for saying that. Jesus, my bad. But yeah, that was a very good draw. Wow, he's still playing Davriel. Really? Okay, maybe he has a bounce spell. That'd be bad. Stealth mission? No, not the stealth mission. Give me a spell. Give me an S. Oh, yes. That will get me back my Ral's Outburst. Let's just trade off these creatures. If he trades here, he's still dead next turn. Ral's Outburst can go face, so he's dead to pretty much any combination of our cards here. Okay, so if Spellkeeper Weird lives, we win. If Raging Crunch, boom, when we get the W. That was a key Ral's Outburst top deck, but we managed to get the W. And welcome back. Let's dive into a second match. / game. Okay, hopefully MTG Arena does not crash again. Keep my fingers crossed. And this is a perfectly serviceable hand. We have a lot of decent draws we could draw from here. We have a lot of like Callous Dismissal type cards that would be pretty good. Playing against Weezard. I think Weezard is a relative of Charizard. Probably the evolution between Charizard and dang, what's the second one called? I'm so ashamed. So ashamed. Good draw, though. Got an early play on the board. And opponent maybe doesn't have a third land. Maybe that's why their hand was sketchy. Or maybe they have... What could they have that they could cast there? There's not really an instant speed bounce spell. Okay, that's fine. Not going to attack. Seamus! Oh, man. Okay. Top commentary here. Opponent probably going to attack here. It's just what makes sense. The next turn I'll play Relentless Advance, and then I'll play Totally Lost. Ooh, that is bad for me. Though if they do mill me, it kind of helps me out a little bit. Sure. So we will Relentless Advance and attack this Jace. They'll probably trade. I feel like they're going to trade. They're not trading. Well, that means my Totally Lost could do some work. So far Jace is a 4-mana draw 1. We'll see how many cards he ends up drawing here. He could draw like 3 cards, 4 cards, even 5 cards. I'm surprised they didn't block with the Pegasus. Dang, Dismissal would have been such a good draw. Oh man. We do have 2 more to draw though. And Totally Lost is going to do a fine substitution effect on it. Ah, the Ironclad Crowvod. We're going to put that on top of his deck. And try to kill this Jace. I think they're supposed to trade with their Pegasus here. And this is where we hope to top deck something to kill this Jace. Neither one of those would have been helpful, so that's okay. If we draw a land, we can play this Kiora's Dambreaker. Jace is drawing 3 cards. Jace is annoying. So annoying. Planeswalkers that tick up are so hard to kill. Oh, man. And the Crowvod is back. Yeah, you put the Crowvod in your deck to block. We're going to play the Flux Channeler. Okay, so now we can Spellkeeper Weird back one of the cards that he's milled. Probably Callous Dismissal. And then we'll have Bolt Bend up as well. This game's not looking very good, though. He's drawn 4 cards out this Jace. Yikes. It's just really awkward for us. Oh, Teo's Light Shield. Okay. Sure. He's probably going to put it on itself, I'd say. Yeah. So we're just going to get Callous Dismissal here. Bounce the Crowvod. Proliferate. And amass 1. Send both at Jace. I think I would chump. The 1/4 is not going to do much, and drawing those extra cards and is useful. Yeah. How does he have triple blue on turn 4? That's what I wonder. Okay, I'm going to play my land here. No real reason not to. Blue-white doesn't have discard spells and stuff like that. Oh, man. No, my Spellgorge are weird. We have a 5/5 though, so hopefully he goes for a Wanderer's Strike. No, we wanted to play a creature and then a removal spell. Otherwise, our bullpen doesn't really do anything. He has so many cards. Oh my gosh. It's horrible for me. Gosh darn it. He's just gonna chump. This is so bad. I'm actually fine trading off the Flux Channeler for the Rising Populace because I'm not gonna be proliferating onto much. My 6/6 is already pretty much as big as it needs to be. Whereas Rising Populace is gonna get bigger than the card that I have. Go Krovod and then try to cast a removal spell. This is a nightmare. No, my Cyclops Electromancer is one of my best cards. Especially when he's been milling me all game. Opponent's deck does not seem good. They've played like 2 good cards. And the rest is just jank. But this Jace has drawn 5 cards. It's maybe the first time I've seen Krovod in action. It is a kind of cool card, like artwork wise. It's kind of beating up on those zombies. Okay, what's the opponent going to cast? Rescuer Sphinx. Bouncing Teo. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my goodness. Die, Jace. My opponent's just going to mill me out. Oh man, sometimes you lose to the rare planeswalkers. Opponent did build their deck in a way that when they draw Jace, I pretty much lose. So that was well done by them, I guess. Because I can't pressure it. Look how many spells Jace milled in a row. That's like a lot of spells. Go for it, buddy. Go for the removal spell. You know you want to. Do it. Do it. Go for the Wanderer's Strike, buddy. Go for it. You know you want to. Yes! Oh, yes. This is what we needed to get back in this game. Boom. Oh, he still gets to proliferate. Right, but that was still good. They whiffed on their Narset. That's good. Jace down. Thank goodness. And then we'll get the Teo out of there. Actually, Teo's probably going to suicide himself to make another 0-3. But we have a huge board. My opponent has not a great board. Okay. Kasmina's Transmutation is good against the Dam Breaker, I will say. It actually buffs the army, which is funny. We have enough stuff to get the job done, I think. We can get across the finish line. How many more Callous Dismissals do we have? We've got one there. We have two more. We have two more Callous Dismissals. That would be a good draw. We could bounce our own Dam Breaker once he put the Transmutation on it. And then reproliferate onto our Tibalt and stuff. As long as this thing's alive, we have a chance. How many spells do we have left? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 4 lands and 5 spells. So we could get there. Now our Aven Eternal is useless, which is sad. Okay. How does opponent not just crushing me this game? Should we just kill Teo? We can attack these two in, and if he blocks, we can hit Teo with one of them. We can just finish off Teo completely. Because the 0-3 represents a lot of work. So let's just send in one to get rid of this Teo. He might just block with the 0-3. Yeah. Should have sent in both. So we have 3 lands, 5 spells. So we do have a lot. I think we have 2 contentious plans. What else do we have left? Do we have removal for this? Wish I had a Heartfire right now. How do we kill that? I guess our Cyclops Electromancer was one of our ways. Okay, so they're killing Teo. I mean, Tybalt. Okay, no point in blocking. Come on, Callous Dismissal. I believe in the dismissal. We also have Contentious Plan, I think. Yeah, we have Contentious Plan, 2 Callous Dismissals. So not a lot of our best cards. 3 lands. Dang, what else? There's the Contentious Plan. We'll definitely cast that. Right. Oops. Whoopsie daisies. Narset wrecked me. Oh. Well, that's game. Yeah, we just don't have enough pressure. Our cards just aren't good enough to win us the game. Rally of Wings, eh? Rally of Wings. Well, that was just a... That game was like not really winnable at any point because we had no real way of pressuring the Jace. And that was the card that beat us. It just drew like 7 cards, so... This hand is much better. We have Aven Eternal on turn 3. We have Nahiri on turn 4, maybe. We'll mirror their mountain. Show them what they want to see. Ooh, blue-red mirror. Nice. We're not going to cast Callous Dismissal because it's more useful as like a tool to pump Spellgorger Weird and things like that. We'll get our own Aven Eternal flowing. I think it's better to do this and keep the pressure off than try to go for a big Spellgorger Weird right now. Because we could like go Spellgorger Weird and then Nahiri next turn and try for that, but I think this is better. Let's go. Rescuer Sphinx, eh? Now we'll go for Spellgorger Weird because we're a little bit safer. And we can kill the Rescuer Sphinx with our Nahiri, grow our Spellgorger Weird. Boom. Sniped him. No attacks. I think on here we'll just let it die. This is a pretty close game, but I think our deck is going to be more suited for victory here. At a certain point, we can block the on-crop invader with our Spellgorger weird, and then totally lost it once he sacrifices a creature to get a little bit of extra value. Actually, we can just totally, yeah. The Electromancer doesn't do anything right now. Ooh, there's a little logo in the upper left. It's at 0 right now. Stealth mission. Okay, that thing's going to have to get totally lost it. Yeah, let's make him draw on-crop invader this next turn. So you can pump this up to 5. Okay, that's fine with me. Sure. Oh, he's double pumping. Sure, that's actually really good for me. Sure. So he's choked on red mana. Let's bounce his... Bounce Sky Theater Strix. Now then this thing will just kill our 1/2/1. Let's bounce his Tybalt's Rager. I kind of want to kill the Tybalt's Rager though. Oh no, it doesn't matter because, yeah, well, this will be a 2/2, so it won't matter. Yeah, let's bounce his Strix. Now we can shoot his Tybalt's Rager. I go to 4. My opponent goes to unsafe life total as well, and I have a massive Spellgorger weird, so I think we can win this game. We kind of want to draw a spell next turn. Pumping up the Spellgorger weird would be huge for us. Yes, that was the perfect draw. Gonna cast that pre-combat for sure. Oh, yes. So we can kill this. Actually, we can just attack face. No, we want to kill one of its growth blockers. So this is 1 damage, 2 damage. So he has to chump this, and then these two will go through. And we can't block the Strix anyway, so I think this is good. Hopefully he doesn't have a way to kill me here, but, you know. Yep, he does. Of course he does. Rats! How was I supposed to play that differently? Was I supposed to kill the flyer instead of the on-crop invader and then hold back a blocker? Because I was at such a low life total that the on-crop invader was also probably lethal unless I held back 2 blockers, which also isn't good because then he doesn't have to chump block. Rats. Let me know in the comments what you would have done there, but I feel like I played that all right. I guess I lose to a couple of spells, like Chandra's Pyrohelix or whatever it's called, and Jaya, of course. But if I leave the 2/2 around, if I had killed the Sky Theater Strix instead of the On-Crop Invader, or instead of the Tybalt's Rager, and I'd bounced the Tybalt's Rager also would have got me. Keep this. So if I had bounced the, so if I had killed Sky Theater Strix instead, then he would have had his 2/2 First Striker, and I would have had my so you would have had a 2/2 First Striker. He would have played Jaya. I would have had to hold back 2 blockers. Jaya would have -2'd. He would have then held back his on-crop guy as a chump blocker. He would have gone to... Yeah, I think he would have won that game regardless, it seems like to me. We're just going to get the full tempo battle out here. Get wrecked, son. But yeah, I think that game was probably not winnable just because of the Jaya that he had. Because he could just do 2 damage with Jaya and then hold back the On-Crop Invader as another chump blocker for my 7/7. And I would have only had 6 damage. And if I hadn't held back the extra blocker, then the On-Crop Invader would have... Would it have killed me? Potentially, I'm not sure. Okay. Let's just get rid of a Callous Dismissal. We're looking for another land here. We don't find it, but we don't need it. We can use Callous Dismissal next turn. Jeez. This guy's really kind of going off with his Rising Populace, but it doesn't even matter because Callous Dismissal is so good. Like, if we find a land, we can go Flux Channeler into another Callous Dismissal. Yeah, let's go. I mean, into our first Callous Dismissal, but then it'll grow both these by 2. Because it proliferates and amasses, and it is a non-creature spell. This is ridiculous. And then we have our Rouse Outburst to finish him off. So yeah, that was a pretty good draw. Yeah, I'm still thinking about last game. Keeping the fly around was kind of risky, but I think it gave us the best chance to win, maybe. I'm still thinking we could have maybe held back a chump blocker. But then I feel like we would have died. Definitely a weird situation, I guess. I'll have to watch it back to see what I could have done differently. Because it might have been a way to play around Jaya. Boom, we get the W. Yay, victory. Okay. Face me. Feck you. Feck you shall meet your doom. This is a great hand. 16 lands has seemed to be a sweet spot. I seem to always have enough lands, but never really like flood too hard. At least like with this deck. Whew. I don't think we want to just cast Guild Globe for no value here. Maybe we do, just to find better action. Yeah, that makes sense to me. We also want to get to up to 6 lands to cast the Dam Breaker. Let's just... Oh, I guess this was a mistake. Now we have to discard. That was kind of bad. Yeah, I was considering playing this the Crunch. Not that discarding an extra mountain really hurt us at all. We'll just trade if he attacks. Let's just play Relentless Advance. It'll work nicely if we play Dam Breaker. It gives Callous Dismissal a little bit of extra utility. Yeah, Goblin Assailant's completely useless. So let's Callous Dismissal this thing. Attack with both. No escape it on the way down. Then play Dam Breaker. Yeah, that's even better. Scry land to the bottom. Play Dam Breaker. Attack with both. Now we have 3 lethal threats. Whew. And if we ever draw Rouse Outburst, my opponent's just dead because they probably don't have life gain in their deck. Boom! We got another victory. Let's go. My deck has definitely been bouncing back after that loss. Ooh, White Walker. Hashtag Game of Thrones Day today. Final episode. Hype. Okay. This is a great hand again. Spellgorger Beard plus Bolt Bend is a nice combo, and I think they go first. Yeah. And also Flux Channeler. Okay. Let's play our Spellgorger Weird. In an ideal world, we play Nahiri next turn and kill the Iron Bully. But in a non-ideal world, okay, yeah, we're still going to try and kill Iron Bully. Weird post-combat play there. Okay, now we're going to have the Jace's Triumph. Though, I kind of just want to honor the Godfarer instead. Because that gives us a 1-1. Oh, sweet Jesus, that's not good. Well, at least we have a blocker for the Raptor and the Martyr for the Cause. That's not good. So 2, 4, 7. Next turn, we're going to Callous Dismissal. We'll go to 7. We're gonna Sky Theater Strix and Callous Dismissal probably. Oh, God Eternal Ketra. Welcome. Of course that was a mountain. I wonder if they have any creatures left. No attacks. We can bounce one of the tokens that they make. Come on, land. Give me a island here. Of course it's a mountain. Yeah, we lose now. Well, if we had drawn an island there, we could have bounced the token, had another chump blocker, and then had a creature that was just bigger than Oketra. We would have taken... We would have blocked this if they attacked. The classic play... Oh, man. It's so sad, because we run... we drew a lot of extra cards, first of all, and we also run 9 islands and 7 mountains. So the odds of us hitting an island were much greater than that of us hitting a... Yeah. Probably we're dead anyway, I guess. Well, that was unfortunate, but, you know, we lost a couple of very close matches, and then we lost that one. So, can't complain too much. If you did make it all the way to the end of the video, type in hashtag Spellgorger for the win in the comments section down below, because that card was instrumental in our victories, and could have been instrumental in that last game too. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something about blue-red. I think it's a very strong archetype, and I think it can definitely get the job done in a lot of drafts. Hope that is going to do it for this video. Remember to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll talk to you next time. Now let's just open some of this prize pack that we got, because people like opening packs. And let's see what we got. Boom. Of course, the Jace that destroyed us. Only fitting that we should open that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.